the moon and water me, somewhere close to harmony. When the world is sound asleep, something's gonna bring the change. Journeys we are meant to take, something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away. Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I, jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die, so come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making moves. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. We're rising, we're falling, we're making moves. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. Come and fly away, come and fly away, come and fly away with me. Come and fly away, come and fly away, come and fly away with me. Something's gonna bring the change. Journeys we are meant to take, something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away.
machine. Class first class. The mastermind of this operation is Jason Levine. Class first class. With the help of his scruffy buddy, 85 to the RGT. Class first class.
Oh. Rubik's Cube athlete.
Is this gonna work? My audio doesn't seem to be working again. Let's see. Is the audio working, everyone? Good evening. For some reason, Streamlabs doesn't like show audios recently, so I don't know. So before I do the intro, let's just make sure you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Why is nobody? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, but do you guys have the stream up? It's working fine. All right. Good evening, all you beautiful people, and welcome to the Class vs. Grass Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, AJ. Joining me, we've got Dynamite Giraffe Craig, Dynamite Craig Giraffe. And we've got down below RGT with a little bit more class tonight, sporting the what are those?
GMG performance glasses. They've already paid me, so I don't really care if you buy them, but I just like them.
We're almost there. I just need a beard, and then we will all be middle-aged white man with glasses and beards.
I'm Mexican.
Jewish,
Sorry?
He's Mexican, and I'm Jewish and Italian.
Okay. You didn't know you were even Jewish until...
What does that matter? What does that matter?
You racist Canadian.
Maybe I'm Mexican, Seriously. Jewish, Italian, French, Canadian.
You're not. You're white bread. You're as white bread as they come.
I don't know about that. Anyways, this is a 1 hour podcast where we go over all the latest in gaming. Since we weren't here last week, I'm pretty sure I'm not full white bread. I think I've got some... What's the proper terminology for it now? You can't say Indian anymore, can you?
There's
Aboriginal,
people.
Indigenous.
Yeah,
thank you.
Indigenous.
Yes, I have.
Jason, do you do anything that you would consider like part of your culture? Like
I eat poutine.
As a white person.
I eat poutine. I drink wine.
Put a lot of ranch on things.
I do not put ranch on things. I think out of the three of us, Sean is probably more of a ranch guy.
No, I don't do ranch. I don't do sauces very often.
Oh, I'll fucking lather my pizza with ranch.
What?
No.
Yeah.
It's not very Mexican of you, sir.
But sometimes, but there's definitely some Valentina or some Tapatio on that shit too. But it's like just fucking all over.
I like
it.
What's that? Valentes?
What? You put that on your pizza?
No, just on food in general. I think that's pretty good.
It is good.
What's Valentes?
No, it's the Mexican sauce, the red sauce.
Oh, that's not what I thought it was.
I remember.
Yeah, Valentina.
Yeah, Valentina.
Bond. It has like a little.
There's this kid named Jonathan I used to work with, and I didn't like his name.
You didn't like Jonathan?
So I would call him I'd call him Santos. He was a Hispanic kid, and he would bring that shit every day to work with him. I'd be like, Santos, let me get a little bit. He'd be like, my name's not Santos. I'm like, damn it, it's Santos.
The shit is bomb though. You can put on anything.
And his mom one time made a bunch of tamales, and he brought them to work, and she only did it once. And I would always ask him, like, yo, is your mom gonna make any more tamales? He was like, no. I was like, why? He was like, it's only a seasonal thing. She only does it around Christmas time. So like the next Christmas, I was like, yo, where are these fucking tamales? Look, I'll pay for some goddamn tamales. And he never would bring them.
Would you bring pasta to school?
This wasn't school. This was work.
Oh.
This was my day job before I quit it.
Ah, okay. Outside of all that rambling, it is a 1 hour podcast where we go over all the latest we've been playing. Then we've got a ton of topics tonight. Since we weren't here last week, so we're going to be talking about the big leak from Capcom. Square-Enix has released a whole bunch of stuff. to talk about. I'm just pulling up my notes here. I have 2 weeks worth of topics here. Shout outs to Treon for putting all of those topics together. Thank you for that. And we're going to be talking about more stuff happening on the Wii U, how Super Mario Maker looks like it's dying. Another Mario thing leaving the Nintendo scene at the end of March.
R.I.P.
And then we have a bunch of other little random things to talk about here and there. Before we get started, some serious stuff. Have you guys... well, it's not very serious, but I tweeted about it. I experienced the COVID test today. And I was wondering if you guys have experienced it.
I have not.
No.
It stings. The swab in the nose. It's have you ever like dived underwater and it like you get like almost like carbonation in your nose?
Mm.
It's kind of like that, but like a little bit more intense, just a little bit.
I mean, I rinse my nose out every night.
Do you do that neti pot?
It's like a neti pot.
Oh.
It helps me breathe and sleep. I put a breathe right strip on.
Should have a humidifier too.
I have one, but I don't like using it.
God, we are fucking old.
Where do you guys get your Depends at?
John just said breathe right strip. You said humidifier.
There's discount on pills, arthritis pills right now. Anyways, let's get now into the games. What have you guys been playing? Greg, you were saying you actually played a new game that you were excited to talk about. Please tell me it's a game that came out this year.
Apex Legends. No, I'm just
not
kidding.
you.
Even though I did just get my 9th win of the season so far. So
Congrats.
Definitely stepping into, like, I can tell I'm getting better. But aside from Apex Legends, I've been playing Age of Calamity. And
Ooh. On hard or normal mode?
Just on normal mode. But
call.
I feel like I could jump to hard.
Don't do it.
Okay, I will say the best thing about the game, hands down, is like the combat is just so easy to pick up. At least for like Mifa, Link, Zelda. Like I feel like a lot of the characters are like the controls transfer.
Yeah, no spoilers, guys, on this game. Just FYI, but keep going.
Okay, yeah, and I do like how each of them plays. How they feel very different but very similar, especially with like the Sheikah Slate attacks and stuff like that. And I've been having a lot of fun actually, like going through the weapons and like fusing them together to try and like build the perfect weapon. And so far I just have like a level 30 tree branch that I've been laying waste to everything, which is like really cool because like it's so funny. You see it in the cutscenes, and just little stuff like that is enjoyable.
I got to put more time into the fusion system. I don't think I'm doing it right. I'm just taking a weapon and then fusing everything else in my inventory in the hopes that something good happens. But I know that there is actually like if you pick specific weapons, they all have different attributes that you can actually optimize properly. I've been too lazy to dig into it. If you do hard mode, I just discovered I've been playing on hard mode this whole time because I set the demo to hard. And then when I bought the game and I started the game, it just took my demo save file and continued. So I never realized I was playing on hard for the last 12 hours. And I made it to a level, and I'm not going to go into the details of the level, but there's just a lot of bosses thrown at you in this level. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, how can they expect like normal people to just play this? There's so few healing items. Every attack, like you can only take 3 attacks before you die. And they just keep coming and dropping things at you. And I'm like, this is stupid. And then I went into the options menu. I was like, oh, this has been on hard the whole time. And then my son was watching too, and he's like, oh, you can play 2-player. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Because in the specific level, you have to play as a certain character, and you can't pick other characters. So one of my like tactics when I'm playing in levels, and let's say I'm running low on health, is I'll switch characters. And so if you have 2-3 characters, that's just like 2 to 3 health bars. In this level, you can't do that. But the hack is if you play with 2 players, you then get, the bonus of the strength of 2 players, which is a bit of a hack to get through things. But to your point, I've been flip-flopping on liking it, not liking it as much. But I think once you put away that it's not Breath of the Wild, it's not Hyrule Warriors, it is its own beast, then you can appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah, I think you're right there too, because like some of the visuals are pretty surprising, especially in larger scale maps, like or big areas. Like there's like some of the Divine Beast stuff, like the enemies are just like these like blobs of color, and like I caught myself noticing that, but you know, this is like one of the rare cases where I can look past that because like the combat is at least for me is fun.
Hmm.
So that's what I've been like. I'm like, oh, this is freaking ridiculous. Oh, I'm in this giant thing, launching, fucking lasers or whatever, dropping bombs or splashing lava. But like, it. I always bring myself back to like, oh yeah, this is like a very different style game. So this is okay. Like I tell myself like, oh, this is much different, and like, so much for this section. Like the other part's still fun.
Yeah. I don't know if it's because I was playing on hard, but there's a lot more emphasis on the combat, especially with like I noticed. So in Hyrule Warriors, you could easily stack up your KOs to 3,000-4,000 KOs. In fact, to get your gold medals, you needed, I think, oh man, I don't remember. It was 2,000 or something. In this game, it's really hard to actually go over 1,000 KOs. Like you are not killing a lot of enemies, but you are fighting so many more mini bosses, and you really need to learn their patterns, when to dodge. You have to have the reflexes of when to take advantage of their weak points, and like it's a lot more, I think, fighting mini bosses than fighting hordes of enemies, which I think is more what the original Hyrule Warriors was. How about you, Sean? Have you been playing it?
Yeah, I beat it in like 2 days.
Oh yeah, you played it overnight.
Yeah, I played it till like 7 in the morning.
How did it live up to you? Because you were a big fan of Hyrule Warriors.
I definitely liked it a lot. It was definitely more story driven. The combat is good. I those performance issues definitely are there though, and especially after playing Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, like it's noticeable. But I think it's strange how it's like a lot of times, for me at least in my playthrough, there was no rhyme or reason. Like sometimes the game would just start hiccuping and there wasn't a lot of shit going on, but then there would be times where there was a lot of shit going on, like, oh, here we go, and then it wouldn't do anything, and I'm like, there's no consistency here. It's a great game, definitely, especially if you like Zelda games. I mean, and you like the lore. The story wasn't all it cracked up to be, but
I find it weak.
I mean, the most interesting thing about the story, without getting into spoilers, would be the Zelda character. I thought she was by far the most interesting character in the game, and probably the most interesting, at least for me, that she's ever been in a game. So that was a nice little treat, nice little bonus.
Yeah, I'll come back to it. I do like what they did with the map. I was very worried. I love the adventure map in Hyrule Warriors. I was like, how are they going to give all this extra content considering, the Calamity, there's a set story and a set path. But I really like how they treat it, where you have your world map and you have so much stuff you can do if you don't want to move the story forward. There's challenges and recipes, and there's all these things you can unlock. And the game just keeps on giving. And I'm starting to get to that point. It took a while, but I defined Hyrule Warriors, the original, as one of those games, how you're like, oh, one more, just one more level. Like, let me get this one more thing. And I felt Age of Calamity was missing that for a good part. But once you hit a certain point in the game, that comes back. And I'm like, oh, there it is. Because I'm like, I'll just do one more of these, just one more of these.
Yeah, it's funny that you bring those up, because I was thinking about those like little missions more and more, deliver goods to whatever, and you get, such and such thing. But I think it does something interesting that like I didn't really acknowledge at first, and that is like you don't spend the entire time, like maybe you find a character that you really like and you're playing, Link the whole experience, and he's like level whatever. But those like little side missions that you can do, they like allow you to keep leveling up those characters that you're not playing. Yeah. So I think it's a good way to like, at any point, you can bring in another person that, has maybe have to go back through. Because I did this with Zelda. I had to go back in and like fuse slates together because I just had so many piled up. But then I'm like, oh shit, well, she's not even that underpowered now. I'm like, good, she'll do well in a battle then.
Yeah. To Sean's point on performance, I haven't run into I haven't ever run into anything where I'm like, oh, what's happening here? It's getting choppy, and maybe it's not bad enough. And I thought for sure it was going to happen in co-op when I was playing co-op tonight. It was a level with a lot of enemies, a lot of like stuff happening everywhere, split screen. And again, I didn't notice it either. So
Yeah.
maybe I just don't have the right eye for it. Or maybe I've been lucky. Anything else you've been playing, Greg?
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'll pass it to Sean.
Sure.
Been playing a lot of Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah. I'm working on a video for it. Really enjoyable, more so than I thought. I didn't really follow the game like super hard. Like I saw when it was first unveiled, and I thought in my mind that it was gonna be, you know, like a serious Ubisoft game, like 90% of them are, but it's not. And that's actually why I enjoy the game, because of the fact that it's not a very serious game. Like the whole story and the way the story plays out and the dialogue in the story feels a lot like, and I will be using this term in my video, it feels a lot like a 90s Disney movie, like an Aladdin or a Hercules or something like that. And it makes things very interesting and makes them very funny to me. Like I sincerely enjoy that it's not some like dead ass, you know, Clash of the Titans style thing. They went in a different direction with it. So I think that's definitely one of the bright points of the game. I'm playing the Switch version of the game. I went out of my way to get the Switch version of the game because I knew everyone else was going to be talking about the other versions of the game. But yeah, I'm actually really enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would. Definitely a lot of elements of Breath of the Wild. Combat sort of feels like older, you know, God of War games, those hack and slash games where you can level up a bunch of stuff. Tons of stuff to do. There's no loading unless you fast travel. Like you can visit one point of the map and go all the way across to the other. Yeah, it's really enjoyable.
I am debating. I think it's a game that's going to be on sale by Boxing Day.
Okay.
What?
Nobody knows what the fuck Boxing Day is. Boxing Day was last night when Tyson fought fucking Roy Jones. And I said, oh, it was a draw, even though Tyson destroyed him in 6 rounds out of the 8. It was a draw.
It's December 26th. What are you talking about? Everybody knows Boxing Day.
Nobody knows Boxing Day. We celebrate Christmas.
What's
Jason.
Boxing Day?
Thank you.
This is what? Like this is a genuine conversation in your circles.
Well, actually, I have heard it. I don't know what it is.
Boxing Day?
Yeah.
I actually didn't know where the name came from, but everyone knows Boxing Day is when you get all the sales.
Oh.
I thought it had something to do with like, you know, they're stuck with all these boxes after Christmas and they're trying to get rid of it, or they don't want to rebox it.
Tonight is the night you get all the sales. Cyber Monday starts, man.
Nah, they're not that great.
What?
I just bought one of those fucking expensive ass TVs.
What'd you get?
Shit, what'd you get?
This LG CX thing.
What?
Is that the one that everybody is?
Is that an
getting
OLED
for next
TV?
gen?
Yeah, 65 incher.
Wow.
Nice.
Is it gonna go where whatever that thing in the back is going?
Huh?
That TV behind the green screen, is that where it's going?
Yes, and that TV's being gifted to my cousin for her Christmas gift because she wanted another TV. And then I have another 65-inch TV that just came in today. That's for Grandma. She's gonna be pissed.
Very nice. You been playing anything else?
Nothing spectacular. Just a little Call of Duty, a little NBA on the Xbox. What did I play? Man of Medan or whatever it's called.
Man of Madden?
Yeah, I haven't gotten that far in it, but it's supposedly like that Until Dawn game, so I was kind of interested in it. I need to play it some more though. I really haven't gotten far, and I've just played like an hour or two. But I like what I played so far.
Just want to give a shout out to Zima. Thank you for the $5 super chat saying, in America, we don't care about anything outside of our country. No one in America knows what Boxing Day is. Isn't Boxing Day an American thing, though?
No.
Oh. Is that a Canadian thing?
Yes.
Oh, shit. I had no idea. Do you guys not get a holiday then on December 26th?
No, it's called Christmas. It's the
That's-
day before Boxing Day.
Yeah, so we get we get Christmas holiday and then we get Boxing Day holiday. You guys don't get a December 26th holiday?
No.
Happy just to get an extra day off this last week. Thanksgiving. Not Canadian.
How did I
Thanksgiving.
never know this? I had no idea the States and Canada was different in this regards. Still
Of course,
learning.
there's Kwanzaa after Christmas. There's Three Kings Day after Christmas.
Yeah, that's January 6th, isn't it?
That's my
Three
birthday.
Kings Day. I don't know. All I remember is I had a Puerto Rican aunt, and I got a third party N64 controller one year for Three Kings Day. I was like, this is fucking great.
You're not supposed to get presents on King's Day. Isn't it you put like a pea inside of some cakes or something?
I don't know. All I know is for Three Kings Day, I got a fucking third party N64 controller.
That's
Gold,
weird.
frankincense, and a Powerade controller.
Powerade controller?
What?
It's weird. I've been pretty much playing the same games as you guys, so I just already kind of share what I was doing. Nothing really new outside of that.
Did you get? Did anybody pick up anything at least good on sale?
I got Burnout Paradise Remastered, Trials of Mana, and XCOM 2 for the Switch and for $20, but I haven't gone to the mailbox. I actually meant to go to the mailbox today, so I will go after the show and get them out of the mailbox.
I looked at the Switch sales. There was a lot of stuff that I would have that are tempting, but nothing that I know I would play in the next month. So I didn't really double down on anything. I keep looking a freaking Shovel Knight on the PlayStation Store because I want to get the Platinum Trophy for it. And they keep announcing it on sale all the time. 50% off on the Switch, 50% off on GOG. It goes on sale everywhere. Never goes on sale on the PlayStation. And I wonder if it's a licensing thing with God of War being, with Kratos being in there.
Do you just want a code?
Do you have one?
I'm friends with the PR people at Yacht Club.
I used to be friends with PR people. Yeah, sure. If you can get me a code, I would love to do it. Say I will stream a platinum run of it in the new year.
I'll let her know.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I found myself in a super weird spot. I didn't want to buy any of the new games because I don't own any. I don't even have. Our only console right now is our Xbox One S and our PS4, and I was like, man, I don't want to get any of these games for these current systems. And I was like, and I can't find the other ones, although there were some all access bundles. So just whatever.
I almost bought Avengers.
Me too.
But it's not low enough. I want it at $20. It's at
I
40.
bought
right now.
Oculus. I bought a Oculus Quest 2.
Ooh, that's
waiting
a good
for that
one.
to come in.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I just randomly saw it was in stock and it had been in and out of stock, and I was like, fuck it.
Does that come with the controllers, or is it just the
yeah,
headset?
yeah, it's just the standalone controllers and the headset. But I guess there's a cord for it that's $79 that allows you to play on your PC too. So I'm gonna check
Oh
that
yeah,
out.
that's another one. Sergeant Crack. Hades is another one. It's on my. Actually, that's probably one I will buy.
You know what? Hades is quickly going into Hollow Knight territory with me.
Oh,
Shut
no.
the fuck up about it. I'm just tired of hearing it. Everyone in their fucking Hades, man, Hades. What? It's Diablo. Am I missing something? It's Diablo.
There's a lot of hype behind it, which is what's driving me to buy it. I look at the screenshots. I'm like, what's so special about this game?
It's
Everybody that I've
Diablo.
seen play it says it's great. So I don't know. Is it Diablo?
It looks like Diablo.
It's a procedurally it's what do you call it? Frick.
Procedurally generated?
It's
I don't know if it's that.
roguelike,
That's the
the
word.
most overplayed genre in the fucking world. No.
Of course, it's overplayed. That's the point of the genre. Play it over and over again.
Oh my god.
It's a bad joke. All right, let's get into our story, starting with the original Super Mario Maker is officially dead. Nintendo announced as of March 31st, 2021, you will no longer be able to purchase Super Mario Maker off the Wii U or upload new levels. And so begins the descent of the Wii U. Honestly, don't care, don't play it, but it is a shame that all of the work that or the amiibo feature that was part of Mario Maker did not somehow make it over to Mario Maker 2. Like, you could say Mario Maker 2 superseded Mario Maker in every way except those amiibo costumes. And that's a shame because there was a lot of cool themed levels in Mario Maker that were around those amiibo costumes, and now they're not going to be available anymore.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Love it, like it, hate it, or meh.
That it's going away?
Yeah.
When's the last time you played it?
That's what I said. I don't care, but they should at least.
There's a very small segment of people that this will be impacting. So
even the Mario Maker 2 community doesn't seem to be all that hot these days.
No. And the problem with Mario Maker 2 was like, they took so damn long to roll out the stuff.
Mm-hmm. But it's interesting how so many things are cycling out March 31st, 2021. So many Mario things specifically are cycling out. It's almost
room for the Zelda.
You think that's what they're going to do? Oh, imagine if Nintendo starts archiving the IP. It's like, okay, this year, no more Mario. You're just getting Zelda. Okay, now you're just getting Metroid.
Remember when Disney used to do that shit? It's going back into the vault.
Yeah, better give us all your money now.
Yeah.
Make sure you get the Diamond edition of Snow White or the Platinum version or the...
Why did I bought a couple movies like that. I just fucking hate myself.
Because it works. The marketing works. You know, you're like, oh, do I want it? I remember like watching it this one time. You're like, oh, just buy it.
You know, want to know it's crazy? when I worked at Target, you know, I think it was still going on, but these like people would come in and buy this is when I like first started. They would buy the Diamond editions and then turn around and go sell them. And then because they would be like out of like Christmas season. I remember one year it was like Bambi or some shit like that, or Cinderella, and it was out during Christmas time. And these fucking scalpers, same thing.
Disney scalpers.
Yeah, you get the Hot Wheel car guys too that come in every morning and pick over those.
I really hope Nintendo does not go the vault route. You know that they could get away with it, but I hope they don't.
Yeah.
In other quirky Nintendo news, I don't know if you guys even knew that Kadabra was not in the Pokemon trading card game after a magician.
I couldn't. I was in such peril over that, and I'm so glad that it got all fixed.
So apparently, this magician, what's his name? Let's make him famous because that's clearly what he wants to be right now. This, what's his name? Uri Geller complained 20 years ago about Kadabra looking too much like him. Imagine that. And saying that Nintendo was making a mockery of him. The only thing this guy has in common with Kadabra is Kadabra's Japanese name is very similar. So Kadabra in Japanese is Young Geller, and his name is Uri Geller, and he holds a spoon. That's the only thing in common. So anyway, he sued Nintendo or something, and for some reason, I think it could still appear in video games, but it could not appear in trading cards anymore. And now 20 years later, he's like, guys, I was wrong. You can put it back in the game. It's okay. I've matured, and of course now I'm thinking things must not be going so well for this man because he needed some kind of publicity stunt. So now, if you look at his Twitter, people are all like, "Oh, thank you so much for doing this." And okay, we're gonna put a picture of this guy up so that you guys can see how similar he is to Kadabra. Look at this. Look at this man holding the spoon. Does that look like Kadabra? I don't see it. Anyways,
What the fuck? Okay.
I can't believe he got away with it though.
Fucking scumbag.
Yeah. Maybe he's a hypnotist. I don't know.
Gadget Mike. It's the same person twice.
All right, let's get into some more interesting news here. What do we have? Have you guys heard of Sakuna of Rice and Ruin?
Yes.
I have not heard of this game until today, and I just learned it sold 500,000 copies globally.
Brett was playing it from
It's good.
Nintendo Enthusiasts.
I haven't picked it up yet, but the gameplay is like a combination of like Harvest Moon with like a Vanillaware game where like you do farming and shit, but then you go and like do side-scrolling battles in areas and shit.
So the side-scrolling battles look really cool and very fluid. I didn't know there was a farming component to it.
Yeah,
Yes,
what's
there
funny
is.
is like that's the first taste of it that I saw was like a couple years ago at E3, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then it like changed into something completely different, or maybe it was just the farming that they were showing for demo. But
Oh, he was a spoon bender. Have you heard from Brett? Where is Brett, by the way? Is he ever going to join us on this show? Has he shared with you? Is he giving another 9 out of 10?
I think their review has already gone up.
Oh, okay. So he's just playing it for fun.
Yeah.
And who's making that? Was that a Square-Enix game?
No, it was published by
Marvelous.
Xseed. Was it a
Oh,
Marvelous?
was it?
I know Xseed did it.
Just say Microsoft. At this,
It's not Microsoft.
doesn't
It's on Switch.
But Microsoft owns Xseed now, don't they?
No. Why are you making things up?
Or is it I'm so confused right now. Hang on. Because I was surprised at who.
Yeah, it's Xseed.
Look, Microsoft's been buying so many things recently. So it's a subsidiary of Marvelous. Xseed is a subsidiary of Marvelous.
Yeah.
Okay. Forget everything.
I
said.
was watching the Bears and
The Bears.
Packers game. Also, shout outs to the leaders of the NFC East, New York Giants. Everyone counted us out. Said, "Oh, you guys suck." I'm sorry. Who's atop the NFC East? NFC East sucks. Yes. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. If you're on top, you're on top. Doesn't matter if you win or lose, whatever. You're on top. That's all that matters.
Are you talking about sports?
Just move on to the next topic.
Because speaking of sports, did you know that some soccer players, aka football players, were actually wondering?
Piece of shit.
I'm a piece of shit. It's called. I forget what the word is.
Segue.
It's called segueing, my friend. So apparently, a famous football player was wondering, "Hey, EA is using my likeness, my face, and all of their products, and I'm not seeing any money. What's up with that?" And then
It should be. They have to pay a licensing fee for that stuff.
EA. So apparently, and I'm not an expert on this, but apparently all of the players have signed an agreement with this not-for-profit organization called, wait for it, Fifth Pro. And it's EA has a license deal, apparently, if I understand this correctly, and I probably don't. Fifth Pro has an agreement with EA, and they're getting all the money, and they're like, "Don't worry, all that money is being funneled for the good of the players, like to their lawyers and marketing things and all that." So I don't think the players are ever actually seeing it, but Fifth Pro saying, "Don't worry, the money is impacting you in some way." And
Wow, that's crazy. Imagine signing something without reading it. I'm supposed to feel bad for these multi-million-dollar football players because they're fucking stupid and didn't read a contract before they sign it.
I knew you would say that.
I bet you it's one of those things too where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna give $30 million to your organization, then it gets funneled through like thousands of people, and the players probably do see it, and it's like an extra 50 cents on their check.
Yeah. The thing is, they probably have so many license agreements with so many different companies. It's clearly not going to come in. But I thought that was always interesting of like, how do these companies make these licensing deals? And it turns out there's a middleman.
There's players with American sports, there's players associations.
Mm-hmm.
So they're the ones who handle things like that for using likenesses and stuff. Soccer or football is very different because there's many different leagues and shit like that, and all the different leagues have like their own different rules and stuff. But piss off, I'm not gonna feel bad for you because you're missing out on a fucking dollar. Like nobody's buying the fucking soccer game to play as a jabroni sitting on the end of the bench popping boners. That's what we used to do in high school.
What?
Because we would get stoned before the soccer game because I was on the soccer team for like a couple months.
Is this a boner story?
Does
this one kid this one kid named Brad, he would always get boners and he would just sit there and like flex his boner at the end of the bench. It was fucking hilarious because we had nothing to do. They were never putting us in the game.
This guy was so bored. He's just flexing a boner the whole time.
Yeah. But no, like, fuck off. That's first world problems. Like, you'll live without your extra dollar.
Yeah, that's
Is
the
this
only...
the guy who became a pedophile and is in jail?
Where is Brad these days?
Let me look him up on Facebook. Last I saw,
Watch his
I
profile
saw him
pic
at,
be a boner.
like Lowe's Hardware. Like,
For the boner.
no, you have a boner. Evidently he's married. He's got his little wife there, and
Kids?
he's got a snake. He's got 2 kids.
Okay, so he put it to use.
He hasn't updated his Facebook in like 5 years though, so he might be dead.
Jeez. All right, let's go into Square Enix territory, starting with Square Enix announcing The World Ends With You, a sequel, which is actually interesting. I remember liking A World Ends With You, and I remember disliking the combat. So I don't even remember what I liked about this because it was so hard. There were like 2 aspects to combat. There was what was going on in your DS screen, and if I remember correctly, there was a set of buttons to control what was going on down there, or you had to use the touchscreen. And then you had to use another set of buttons to control what was going on at the top screen. So you're dividing your attention between 2 screens. It was very much like what the Wii U was trying to do and failed in a lot of cases. And it was the worst implementation of combat I'd seen in any DS game where it's trying to use like the DS, the second screen in a useful way. So seeing this IP coming over to a single screen device like the Switch, I'm interested. And I'm also interested in the art direction they're going in because the original... What?
I mean, you do know that the original game did come out on the Switch as well, right?
I know, but I didn't play it, so I can't comment on what they did.
Single screen.
Yeah, but it's still based on the original game.
Your query would be solved.
There's... I don't know. I'd have to see how they... Apparently the mobile version's amazing. So says Shadow. Boner Brad. Did you guys call him that? It's a good alliteration.
Probably. See, I didn't really... after soccer, like, I didn't really talk... Like, the only time I would really run into him was, like, at, like, parties and shit. He got kind of weird. I think
Hey, John, remember I'm doing the thing.
Oh, Boner Brad! I didn't recognize you with the beard.
Boner Brad. Oh yeah, the guy with the rock hard cock. Yeah.
Did you have any weirdos at your school, Greg?
I was the weirdo.
Oh.
I mean, I think every school had their fair share of weirdos, but no one like super weird.
Like, there's one of the Canadian school's weirdos on the show.
What?
You fucker.
Boxing Day.
I was the weird one. What's your point?
You're the kind of guy that would have a Boxing Day shirt.
We don't advertise.
2001.
We don't advertise. I can't believe you guys don't have a Boxing Day.
We did. It was last night. Jake Paul knocked the fuck out of Nate Robinson.
You guys have never played World Ends With You,
Son of
have
the
you?
Afterlife. Huh?
You have never played a World Ends With You, have you?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I played it on the DS, motherfucker.
How'd you like it?
It was so long ago. I remember liking it, but it was so long ago. I can't remember.
I never beat the final boss. I made it to the final boss and I gave up.
I'm pretty sure I beat the game, but it's very hard for me to remember.
I remember he's dead. You play as a dead guy. And then there's like some kind of like game where you have to steal like pogs or something. Oh, this is really blurry.
Oh fuck.
I don't remember anything beyond that. I remember there's like badges that looks like pogs. You didn't play it, Greg, did you?
I was just looking at the World Ends With You final remix. It's still
I just
49.
I remember it being very Kingdom Hearts like in aesthetics and art direction, and I think that's what pulled me into it, plus the Square Enix label. And it's interesting because this new one, I find that they're going a lot more the Persona 5 direction with their aesthetic. Like everything is very like hyper visualized. Does anyone in the chat, like, what's the point of A World Ends With You? I really don't remember the story.
Well, it was like a countdown the whole time.
But you're dead. Yeah, that's right. There's a countdown, but you're playing a game, and there's a game master, and then you're running to other competitors in this game. But I think, like, if something... Oh, I think you get your life back if you win the game. Then if you don't, you just stay dead or something. Anyways. Our other Square Enix story for tonight, Marvel Avengers, is still not turning a profit for the company. They are seeing some major losses in their, I think it was Q3 financials. I will support you, Square Enix. Just bring that price down. Any other thoughts on Marvel's Avengers?
It was down. It was like $30 for Black Friday. Do you not have Black Friday in Canada?
We do. That's $40 Canadian. It's still too much.
Well, that's because you're third world country currency.
We call them developed countries now, sir. We don't call them third world
Underdeveloped
anymore.
countries.
It's pretty hyper developed.
I will say this though.
Yeah.
Oh
No, go
sorry.
ahead. I don't want
No, I was just gonna say, like, man, Avengers from the beta, like, I could tell was just not gonna do well.
my son's still
like it-
asking. He's like, "Can you buy it?" I was like, "Use your own money."
Like, I just didn't get like the excitement that people had behind it when I was like, are we playing the same fucking beta build? Like, look at that, like how, like, hyping up Black Widow. Oh, combat's so great, and I'm like, this game fucking sucks. And like, I didn't even go anywhere near it. I told myself, oh, you know, maybe buy it, give it a chance. But then, you know, the whole fucking battle pass for each character and the unlockables, I'm just like, whatever.
I'm really curious what Spider-Man's going to do to that game, if and when it comes out.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that because it's exclusive.
Yeah, and they're bringing out his wingsuit. He looks very like 70s Spider-Man.
But see, like, even in that sense, like, yeah, you're gonna get Spider-Man, but it's gonna be this version of it.
Yeah.
Like,
When I saw the concept art, I was like, oh, it's that Spider-Man.
like from some fucking
Treon nailed it
release
there.
that came out in Australia or something. Some fucking weird
It says
Spider-Wing comment.
Avengers feels like it was built by a marketing committee. Have you seen the Japanese Spider-Man? There was a live-action Japanese Spider-Man where I think he even has like a Megazord, if I remember correctly. It's from the 70s or 80s. They made Japan has their own Spider-Man, and he's got typical Japanese like stereo cliched powers. And the way that he like suits up, so like let's say I'm just standing here and this is like the Spider-Man suit. The suit, he's just like, it's like time to transform to Spider-Man. And then you just see the suit go whoop, and then he transforms into like it stops. There's like a frozen frame. It's like Sean Long editing level, and then he like converts into Spider-Man.
What's funny is I just found that video and watched that as you described it. He like brought out his like,
Oh yeah, it's like a
wrist
bracelet
thing.
or something. It's like a Power Ranger.
funny.
You know, I just remembered I got an Apple Watch last year, and for the longest time I wanted to make it do the, you know, the Power Rangers dee, 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 and I can't. I never figured out how to do that. Just reminded me that's something I gotta get back into. All right, we had another announcement from Square Enix. They announced Saga Frontier Remastered, which is launching on Switch next summer. I don't know anything about this IP.
I never played the original, so
PS1.
yes.
I remember the cover art. That's about it.
We gotta get OJ on this podcast for. I feel he's played it. Looks like an OJ game. All right, our next big news: Capcom, the Capcom leak. Have you covered the Capcom leak anywhere, Sean? Because it is a bit of an old news. Came out about a week and a half ago.
Somewhat, but they're very particular about like using anything from like any images from the leak. So
Who's particular?
Capcom, they'll strike you.
Really? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not going to show anything. I was hesitant to bring this up because I realized as I was looking through the leak, I don't think I play many Capcom games because a lot of these franchises, like Ace Attorney, I've never been into. Resident Evil, have yet to really be into. The only Capcom franchise I play is maybe like the old Street Fighter stuff, and then Mega Man. And that's it.
I mean, there's some cool stuff in there, but like I avoided like all the Resident Evil 8 stuff because I don't want to know shit about that game. I looked at the upcoming release schedule. That was kind of interesting. But now there's like supposedly like a Resident Evil Revelations 3 being developed with a Switch in mind. So it's been like a slow trickle of information.
So is there anything outside of Resident Evil 8 or Village, there's nothing else you want to, you just don't want us to talk about that? terms of spoilers.
Yeah.
All right. So the other things that they talked about were a Monster Hunter Rise on PC releasing potentially October 2021 with demos on Switch in Q1 of 2021. That's cool. I would love to play a demo of Monster Hunter Rise. Monster Hunter Stories 2 coming to PC with probably next June. Switch PC release date. Single player online co-op, PvP modes, paid DLC expansions, all sorts of other stuff. Oh, Amiibo support planned, which makes sense because we already have Monster Hunter Amiibo. Source code for Devil May Cry 2 and Umbrella Chronicles. Not sure what that is about. Oh, these are really nitty-gritty details. It talks about like how much Stadia paid Capcom to put Resident Evil on their platform.
Jeez.
Have you looked into this at all, Greg, in terms of these rumors that have been going around? Because I think you're a lot into Capcom stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, but not this one that you're referring to, but another one that came out that what was it they were talking about? They said that what was it? The first Monster Hunter, was it Stories, wouldn't come to PC, and like I don't know, they covered some of they were in an interview talking about some of the Capcom stuff, but it was like, because this is like what the second or third wave of leaks.
Well, this one wasn't so much a leak as much as it was a hack. So it was an active hack that people came. And here's what I find interesting. So this is the full release schedule all the way out to 2024, which makes me wonder like how accurate this could be. They're talking about, I'm just going to list everything off here and feel free to pick off anything that you find interesting. We got Resident Evil Outrage, whatever that is, Q4 2021, Dragon's Dogma 2, Q2 2022, Street Fighter 6, Q3, I think that makes sense, Q3 2022, Mega Man Match, no idea what that is, 2022, Resident Evil 4 Remake. This kind of sounds all like a fan list. Onimusha new work in 2022, Monster Hunter 6, 2023, Biohazard Apocalypse, Super Street Fighter 6. This is where I find it's weird. Why would they plan for Street Fighter 6 followed by a Super Street Fighter 6 in 2023, followed by an Ultra Street Fighter 6 in 2024? It just seems a little ridiculous.
Because they do it with every Street Fighter.
Do it? Oh.
Yes.
Final Fight remake in 2024. That seems just too far away. Power Stone remake 2024. Captain Commando 2024. Resident Evil Hank 2024.
Hank Hill.
So,
whatever happened to Bionic Commando, man?
They did a reboot of it on the 360 and it was fucking atrocious.
I liked it.
God.
You could swing like Spider-Man.
no idea. So no thoughts or care about that Capcom leak then? Because if not, we'll just get into lightning.
Just too far off to even like care. I mean, that's cool, but like, who knows?
Yeah, I'm with you. Even if it was a company I cared about, like I wouldn't want to know either. Like if you had Nintendo's roadmap for the next 4 years, that would just suck. So let's get into the lightning round. Any topics, questions, any thoughts you had about anything we brought up tonight or anything that we didn't bring up tonight that you want to talk about, let us know in the chat. And Nick, I saw your comment earlier about the 12 days of Heiji. I'm glad you're excited for that. I'm excited to see if I can pull it off. So for those who haven't seen the video, I am releasing 12 video reviews throughout December, which will cover games I've played in 2020, and they're going to be my reviews. It's kind of my way to motivate myself to get all these videos out that I've been wanting to put out all year. Don't expect high quality. It's not high production stuff. There was multiple parts of that leak, Tron, and I did not know really where to focus on. But if there's anything you wanted us to focus on, please do let us know. I was also being conscious of time and trying to make sure we had the lightning round. Time for the lightning round. Still playing Valhalla. How was your Thanksgivings, you American bros?
It was good. Ate a lot of food.
I saw your moist turkey. It looked really wet. Like, it looked really good. Your grandma knows what she's doing.
You're not wrong.
What? Have you seen his turkey? It was a good turkey. Good looking
I
turkey.
did not. I would love to view Sean's meat.
How was your Thanksgiving, Greg?
Good. We like basically ate until we passed out. Then we ate leftovers again the following day, and
Jeez.
I drank old fashions the whole day, and it was a good one.
So you guys get Thursday as a holiday, right?
Yeah, Thanksgiving Day.
Probably.
And
I don't know.
yeah, depending on like businesses, like sometimes they're off like that Friday too. But like
That was my
most
question.
people, business stops Wednesday, really.
Oh, because I couldn't imagine going back to work after you go into a food coma on Thursday, and then it's like come back for one day before your weekend.
When I worked retail, I didn't have a Thanksgiving for 11 years, really.
Wow. Why is Greg an old white lady? Have you not seen his old white lady video?
Oh yeah.
He fits the bill pretty nice.
Why is Call of Duty so bad this year? Because it's just half-assed.
Because of COVID.
Like- No, it's just half-assed. Like, there's no, like, you play a map and you're like, I've played this map a million times before. It just has a reskin. Nuketown runs like fucking ass crack. It's not optimized for next gen, no matter what they say. It's just the same old bullshit. And the funny thing is, I'll still play it. I'll still play it for like 30 minutes just to fucking play it, but it sucks.
Street
KFC,
Fighter.
they fixed the MP5, then they broke it when trying to fix it again, and fuck it. So I stick to Warzone.
Is anyone excited for Hitman 3? I don't know. I haven't played an actual Hitman since the original Hitman 2, which was like on the GameCube, so it's been a minute. But I might check it out.
That's a good question from Timothy. Are any of us excited for Cyberpunk? Actually, yeah, Greg is.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna play the shit out of it.
Do you
I do
care,
need to-
Sean?
I'm trying to get a review code.
I don't care for it. I'm gonna have to wait for Greg's review. He might sell me on it.
Yeah, I think I'll end up putting a lot of time into it. I just would like to get a new fucking console or a new GPU sometime soon. And
Oh, your GPU hasn't come in either.
No, I can't buy one. So they never
Oh.
resolved the issue of me like actually getting the money taken out of my account, and then I don't even know if it was ever returned. I meant to go look at my bank again, but like, man, that was shit. The whole experience was terrible.
Gintoki asks, what's Cyberpunk even about?
I don't think anyone really knows.
There's Keanu and there's modifiable genitals and it's fun games in the future. I don't know.
I forget from the like preview, but I think he's like in your brain, and he's like trying to help you. Like, I forget what it is. Like they're like everybody's like programmed to be something, and he's like trying to get you to like free him or something. I forget, but I don't know. There's a lot of shit in there. It looks fun.
Notorious. Wait. Shadow Nexus. Any thoughts on Nintendo killing the Smash Bros. Community? What is that about?
What?
They shut down a Melee tournament.
Like a live one, or because
It was going to be an online one because they were going to have to, in Nintendo's mind, they were going to have to use pirated things.
yeah.
I don't care. Play another Smash game. Like,
Honestly, I've seen the passion behind Melee and the Melee community, and I really don't think, like, if I was Nintendo, the people who are playing Melee, they're probably already playing Smash on the Switch, or they just don't care
No.
for it. Just let them
no,
be.
yeah. That's the thing. It's not anything Nintendo needs to be involved with.
Yeah.
So it's stupid on their part.
Yeah. I caught that part in one of your videos, Sean. But I mean, I agree with you there. Like it's the law. But like, could you imagine if Nintendo just released this fucking version that everybody plays?
They wouldn't be able to.
Like, why not just release a tournament edition and just have it playable at tournaments?
Because the Melee community is, at best, I'm gonna be maybe conservative, maybe liberal. I don't know. What is the Melee fan base? Maybe a couple tens of thousands. Let's say at best you have 100,000. No, let's say at best you have 100,000 active Melee players, and I'm
fuck. No,
right.
no.
There is not 100,000 active Melee players. So
I would say 5,000 is being generous.
I'm being so crazy generous that my example still works. That if you had 100,000 active Melee players, it still wouldn't be worth it for Nintendo to put any effort in putting it out. But at the minimum, they should just leave them be, because it is such a minor subset. Like, it's such a small fraction, such a small base in the grand scheme of things. Just let them be and focus on porting Metroid Prime Trilogy. Like, get your priorities straight, Nintendo.
That comes from Nintendo America or Nintendo Japan?
What, the ban?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or the
I would say
need
Japan.
You think so?
I would say so. Because Nintendo of America doesn't really do dick. They're just kind of like there.
So Shadow says Evo got 100,000 viewers. Now, viewers and active Melee players are two very different things. I've watched Melee tournaments because they are a certain type of excitement. They're very interesting. I would not play Melee actively anymore. So I think there are more viewers than active players. Notorious DMG, hey Jay, can you tell us your best Boxing Day memory? I usually avoid it. It's pretty much like the American Black Friday. I just stay home and do the Boxing Day digital sales. Sorry, I don't have a better story. Someone else was asking, Arfin was asking, do they have Thanksgiving in Canada? We do. It's in October when the weather's a little bit nicer. Usually the second weekend in October. It's the same thing. We eat turkey, ham, and a whole bunch of stuff. And then it's on a Monday. So we have a long weekend. Oh, I guess it's the same problem as I was asking you. Yeah, so we go into food comas on Mondays. And I have to go to work to Tuesday. Which is why a lot of people do their Thanksgiving on Sunday night. So then you just spend Monday. But we don't have the whole football thing that we just eat food. And then we look at the mooses and the Canadian geese go south, leaving Canada for the winter.
Do the glasses work? I mean, they work for me. Like, I'm not being paid to wear these right now. I just, while I was making my video, I was like, oh, these don't look too bad. And then I was editing my skit, and I was like, maybe I'll try them out while editing. And now it's like I don't want to edit without them. So take that for what it's worth.
John asks, what Wii U game do you think is ported to Switch after Mario 3D World? I say give me Star Fox Zero on the Switch with online.
Chronicles X.
Yeah, I'd take Star Fox
Zero
Zero
Blade.
first.
I mean, I would like Star Fox, but I don't think it will. The question was, what game do we think will be ported over? I think that one has the best chance. Good answer, Greg.
Yeah, Greg, do you have any opinions there?
Nah.
Greg is done with the Wii U. He's like, the Wii what? The Wii U.
I love the Wii U.
When's the last time you touched it?
Probably a month ago. Yeah.
When do you guys think we'll get a new announcement on something Xenoblade? What do you think it will be? It'll be the Wii U port.
Xenoblade Chronicles X.
In February. Not coming out. They're going to announce it in February. Gintoki saying this is why they can't get hyped for Cyberpunk. They gave no real info. It could be the next
They
Death
really
Stranding.
didn't. Keanu Reeves. That's all we know.
Yeah. Did I miss any other questions?
Yeah, there was that one. Where was it? Do you guys think did you cover that one? The sports games coming to Switch?
I did not.
Do you guys think Bro Jerome asked, do you guys think EA could possibly bring sports games to the Switch soon when considering the Switch ongoing success through the PS5 and Xbox Series X launches? Madden on the Vita wasn't terrible.
No. At this point, no. Which is ridiculous, but...
Yeah, I just don't understand it.
Yeah, Jamaica asks, has RGT had any issues on the next-gen console? Because he's the only next-genner here with us.
I have to put it on the side to eject a disc out of my Xbox Series X.
What?
Yeah, it won't just fucking... It just sits there, and I'm like, okay.
In
so
the
I put it
default.
on its side.
Jeez, you gotta
And
give it
then
a
I
little
hit the
massage
button,
too.
and it works. No, I don't know. It's the only way it'll eject the disc, though. It's fucking annoying.
Wow.
So now I just leave it on its side.
Jose asks, oh, go ahead, Craig.
No, I was gonna say I did go a little next gen. I ended up picking up the controller.
It looks the same as every other controller.
I like it. I like the grips on the back.
Wait, put yours up. This is the Elite 1, I think. How is it? The D-pads. Well, I could swap out my D-pad, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I love this controller, by the way. But December Direct, I say no. You'll probably get one little goodie at the Game Awards, and that'll be enough.
I don't know. Maybe.
I was seeing some threads on Twitter where people are like, oh, Nintendo's so dead because nobody's even asking about Direct. And I was like, that's a good point. Not a lot of people are asking about it. Probably because we're busy playing games. Like, there's so many games right now on the Switch, and you got a new Zelda game to play. Like, there's not really a reason to want another Direct. Play the games. Stop getting hyped about what's coming and play what's in front of you.
Yet another old man sentiment from Jason.
When are the Game Awards? Good question. We have to plan for that.
Too damn soon. Isn't it like this week or next week?
Next Thursday.
Oh shit!
Ugh.
Are you guys in, by the way? I never formally asked. Are we streaming this live? Thank you. Appreciate it. I gotta get you guys some shirts for that. I don't know if I can get you some custom shirts by then. Gonna try.
Bow tie.
Do you want a bow tie? Are you going classy or crassy for the Game Awards, Greg?
Half and half, man.
Nice, I like it. A little bit of both. Oh, that's gonna be on your shirt. A little bit of both. And then there's gonna be like, I don't know, design.
Dicks, baby dicks.
Yes, I love it. But a bit of both, so you're gonna get both genitals. What a visual. How will Nintendo make their Switch hardware goal for fiscal year without selling us a pro or revision for Double Dippers in March? The key is they're going to take everything away from you March 31st. That's how they're going to drive sales up before the end of the quarter.
It's still selling stupid good.
Yeah. Some of the best games, I saw someone was talking about the best selling games on Amazon, I think. There were, it's Age of Calamity, Mario 3D All-Stars, I think Smash, and Animal Crossing is sold out, so it can't make the rank.
That was Stealth's tweet.
Yeah.
That's just crazy to me that it's still, selling as much as it has been, especially in Japan.
Well, it's crazy to me that this is Animal Crossing's first holiday season. Like, it feels like it came out so long ago. All right. So we are at the hour. So what is coming down the pipe for you guys this week in terms of gaming projects, work, things of interest, life updates?
Rubik's Cube.
There'll be some videos this week. Immortals, definitely. I got to work on that tonight. Yep. Videos.
Greg?
Yeah, as usual, I'll be on PCinvasion.com. I actually wrote a small how-to guide. There's some Windows apps and stuff you need to get for the new Xbox wireless controller for it to work. But I wrote that guide if you need help with that or know some of the does. But I have also been kicking around some ideas for some video content. Mostly going to be just like small passion projects, but stuff that I have enjoyed about gaming, or current games that I'm playing that I want to cover. So, but mostly like smaller, like feel good videos, I think is what I'm going to go for.
Go for it. I'd love to see it. Over here, get ready to have your sub box flooded, and not with Castlevania live streams, but actual produced videos. So the 12 days of Hey Jay is upon us. We're going to be getting 3 videos a week, all reviews on top of the streams, on top of the Hey Jay Eats, which, by the way, there's a new one that came out today where I try some Russian snacks if you want to check that out. And also, please, if you want to support the podcast, the brand Class vs. Crass, do check out the Class vs. Crass gaming podcast Clips, which is run and put together by Treyon, who's a viewer. He takes the time to take our podcast every week, cuts it up into small pieces so that if you don't care to watch us for an hour, you can just see the clips that interest you. Or if you want to share a clip with a friend of yours and saying, hey, look at these 3 dudes and what they're talking about, you can head over to that channel, give it a like, give it a comment, share it around, help us grow that channel. Otherwise, I hope you are looking forward to my 12 reviews. Spoilers, one of them is going to be my formal Animal Crossing review coming out this week. So we'll see you all next week. I'll see you tomorrow if you join me at the Castlevania stream at about 8:30 p.m. Eastern time on this channel. Otherwise, see you next week. Until then, keep it classy, or as Sean would say,
Keep it crazy.
or as Greg would say,
A little bit of both.
because he likes it both ways. Have a good night, everyone.